I hope you are having a beautiful day. As always, I thought I would share with you my May favorites. I'm a little bit behind on it, but you know, it is what it is. So, my very first May favorite, let's see, I think I'm gonna save my absolute favorite for last, so I'm gonna kind of work on these other things. I have been using the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This is undetectable medium to full coverage oil-free foundation, and mine is in the color Porcelain. I chose this color online. I didn't swatch any of them in the store because I just kind of avoided it for a while. I was like, I don't need more foundations. I have a whole drawer full of foundations, and I got sucked in. I had some Ulta points to redeem, and I just figured I would treat myself to a higher end foundation because I almost always use drugstore foundations. So I purchased this after just a ton of hype on it had died down. I'm, you know, the last to try it, of course. I really enjoyed this. Most of the month of April and the majority of May, I used this foundation, and I loved the finish on it. I will say I'm not a person who has oily skin, but this starts to get a little bit too oily on my nose and my forehead and my chin. You know, in the typical T-zone where people get oily. So I don't know that this is a great summer foundation for me, but I did use the heck out of it, and I don't know if I just tip it sideways or what, but it looks like I haven't even touched it. But I mean, I've been using it. So I really loved the natural skin finish on this. It didn't look like heavy cakey foundation, and you definitely could build it up to have more of a full coverage. And I applied mine with a Real Techniques Beauty Blender style sponge, and I love it for that. I love the big flat side because it's just like anyway, so that was my very first May favorite. And then I always apply concealer under my eyes because I do have just the heaviest of dark circles, and I always have. It just kind of looks like I've always got punched in the face without getting punched in the face. So I always apply concealer under there, and lately I feel like it's been kind of moving a little bit. I don't know why. Maybe it always has, and I just haven't really paid attention to it, but I've been setting and doing the baking method under my eyes with my Real Techniques sponge. So I've been loving the Coty Air Spun powder for that, and this is in Translucent Extra Coverage, which I just thought I had regular translucent. I cannot say that today. Translucent. It is an old school powder, original formula, so it has a scent to it. It is loose face powder, and it gets freaking everywhere. There's nothing you can do about it. Anyway, good news is that there's an absolute freaking ton of this. I got this at CVS when it was on clearance a couple years ago because I don't think they carry it there anymore. I don't know why. So anyway, I have hardly made a dent in this, but you gotta kind of like flip it upside down and tap it to be able to get some of the powder out. Maybe I'll just take the stopper out or something at some point and just dip my sponge into that, so that way I'm not like dipping and turning and whatever. Anyway, I really love the natural finish that this gives me, so I have been putting this into my T-zone, in the, you know, sort of triangles under my eyes, a little bit on my chin, edge of my nose, and then up on my spots where I have melasma that I put concealer as well. And I really loved the finish of it. Finish is very matte, but then it sort of turns into a very natural, glowy skin texture without being oily. It's just fantastic. I have been loving this. I'm going to keep doing that just because I really enjoy the finish on it, and I feel like it really does help those products to stay set into place without creasing or smearing around. Which one next? This is the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani blush palette. My sister gave this to me for my birthday, and I have been using it. You can kind of see the smudge marks around where my brush has been. I have really been loving Easy, Hush, and a little bit of Cherry. So here we have Cherry, Easy, and Hush. And I would say these two are the ones that I have used most often. And they just give a fantastic pop of color on the cheeks. I haven't really fiddled with the highlighter or kind of the bronzery shades. This one is definitely more bronze than this one. It's coming off a little bit lighter on camera than it is there, a little bit brighter in person. I love this. It has this gigantic mirror, which I haven't really used yet. There's a light. I don't know if you can see Biscuit. Oh, there's Biscuit. Look at him. He's looking out the window. Biscuit. He's sitting on the bed and he's looking out the window right now. That's like his favorite thing to do lately. He's like right here. He's always my monthly favorite. Little biscuit. Little biscuit. Let's squish your cheeks. Let's squish your cheeks. Anyway, I love this. I do think it was limited edition. I don't know if you can get it anymore. I'm pretty sure you can't. So I feel really badly about it, but these are some Urban Decay blushes, and I don't know that I have any Urban Decay blushes, but I have been really enjoying these, so thank you very much, Nicole. I absolutely love this. And Nicole is my sister. I only have one sister. As a matter of fact, I only have one sibling, so she wins the award for first, only, favorite, and last sister. She's 2 years older than me. And then I have no brothers. And then the next up thing is another facial thing. This is the Tarteist Contour Palette. I've heard kind of people with mixed reviews on it. I have a very fair skin tone. I have been loving this. I've heard some of the things that I've heard people talk about. I also have a concern about with this palette, but I have been loving, loving, loving this one right here. So they have it kind of laid out for you and numbered. They have number 1, highlight, number 2, correct, number 3, 4, contour, number 5, accentuate, and I don't know what this white thing in the middle is. I really don't. And I think that's what a lot of people have said. They're like, what the heck is this? Because when you swatch it, like, it's just kind of white powder. So I don't know if that's, and it's not even like aggressively white powder. It's just kind of like faintly white powder, and it doesn't really do anything. So I don't really know. I don't know. Maybe these are 3 or 4, I don't know. Anyway, so I like to use, especially number 2, I'll sometimes use it to set my under eyes. So I'll take my Beauty Blender sponge and I really wipe it in there, get a whole bunch of product on there, and then I will set my under eyes, sort of the triangle underneath. And it does have sort of a peachy, yellowy undertone, so it does help kind of correct that area, which is fantastic. You can tell this is the shade that I have been loving the absolute most, which is number 3, contour, but I also use some of this number 4 down here, which is looking especially dark, like just at the angle I was holding it back here. It looks almost black, but it's not. It's a wonderful cocoa color. It does not have an orangey undertone. Neither of these I feel like have an orangey undertone. They are just very natural brown shades. This over here is a great blush. I have been using this as well. It's not super bright. It does just give you a beautiful natural rosy glow. And then the highlight shade I do use on occasion. It's not my favorite. So really I love these 4 colors right here. This one's okay. I do use it occasionally. It's actually a great top of the brow bone highlight because it is very subtle. It's just sort of brightening and not really very shimmery, so that one is fantastic. And again, this white powder in the middle is a complete mystery. If you know what that is, leave me a comment down below. I don't know. The next thing is Smile Brilliant. So I have been whitening my teeth. Eric and I have been whitening our teeth together. We're working on a little project. So Smile Brilliant is a company where you can have professional teeth whitening at home, and you get personalized trays. So here are my little teeth. This is the top tray, and here's the little bottom tray. Take molds of your teeth and send them off, and there's my little teeth. I don't have like giant teeth or anything. Anyway, so I have been whitening my teeth. I'm super happy with where I am at right now. I'm not even nearly where I want to be yet, but even just the little bit of progress that we have made so far, I love it. It's such a great experience. It's not painful. It's the least horribly painful teeth whitening experience that I have had so far. So I have whitening gel, I have desensitizing gel for afterwards, and the personalized trays. I'm going to be doing a video all about this, just this product by itself, and Eric's gonna give his input too. It's gonna be so much fun. We've had a blast doing this together, and again, I am not nearly where I want to be yet. I have so much brighter than I want to go. I've always wanted super bright white celebrity beautiful teeth, and you're gonna be so surprised with how this turns out, but I have been loving that this month, really and truly. I'm obsessed. I have chosen to give my 100% honest review on the product, and so far I'm loving it, and they don't even know that I'm saying anything about the product in this video, so I'm genuinely loving it. I love it. It's so good. Next up is the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I was on a mission to get this. There was not going to be another day in my life that I did not have this. Actually, I tried for weeks to be able to get this. I, at some point, was fearful that it would escape me and I would not get it. I do not have any of the Too Faced chocolate bar palettes. They're lovely, but they just didn't call to me as anything super special. I have a ton of neutral shadows, and I sometimes like to use a little pop of peachy color, pinky color, rosy, mauve-y kind of colors in my shadows. My friend Hannah gave me this Inglot palette in one of our swaps, and it has this sort of mauve-y wine color. It's coming off a little less vibrant in person, like on camera, but it does have more of a purpley mauve-y undertone in person. I absolutely love using that as just sort of a little bit of something different. And today I used my peach palette. I love the looks it is giving me. It just makes me feel so festive and springy, summery. The one thing I will say I am not a huge fan of is the smell. I'm kind of getting used to it, but it is a very artificial smelling peach scent. It doesn't smell like fresh, delicious, juicy peaches like some people are saying. To me, it smells very chemical peachy, and I love peaches. I love the smell of peaches. So excited because I'm gonna have this delicious smelling, decadent, peachy palette, and it just doesn't, it smells kind of like chemicals. But aside from that, the smell goes away when it's on your eyes, but in the palette, it's super overwhelming. I adore the packaging. And again, I don't own any of the chocolate bar palettes because they just weren't that appealing to me. So there is a big mirror, and then here are all of the shades. And I heard a lot of people complaining because they were just saying things like, I don't think that there's enough peachy shades in there. I think that there are enough peachy shades in here. And not only that, but some of them are peach influenced, but they're not true peach shades. So this color down here is a peachy peaches and cream. Then we have Nectar, which is a peachy shimmery color. It looks a little more yellow on camera, but it is a peachy shade. Georgia Peach down here. This Cobbler, and then this one has sort of a peachy undertone to it. These three right here are very peachy. And then I think that the colors down here are great accent brown colors that have sort of a reddish peachy undertone. I saw this and I was like, why were people disappointed in the amount of peach that was in here? Because I feel like there is enough vibrancy in these peaches if you want a pop of peach to show up, that you can make peach show up. Like, hit your eyes with that. That is super peachy. And then there's some great accent shades in here. I have used almost all of these except for the ones that are more green. Bless Her Heart. No, I use that too. Just not that much. Anyway, so I've used all of these shades, all of them. I've tried all of them in this whole palette, and I love them. This palette is like $49, which is getting ridiculous for some eyeshadows. Let me see, and how many is it? 1, 2, 3. So there's 18 shadows in here, so it's not that bad. I am just in love. I am so enjoying this. If you are able to still get this, I would highly recommend you try it. And I know, again, there's some people out there that are on the fence about it, like, oh, you could do these things with other things, but of course you can. You can always make some dupes out of things. If there was one color in here that you were just like, oh, I really would love to have this candied peach in my collection, which is this beautiful peachy shade with gold shimmers in it, I'm sure you could find some sort of a dupe somewhere. But if you wanted just a lot of these peach influenced shades, I would highly recommend you find this. This is fantastic. This is an all-in-one palette for me. I can do an entire look with it, and I don't feel like I need to pull from other palettes. So I am absolutely thrilled with this. I love it. I will continue to wear it. I'm probably going to do some serious damage on this, but I have had it for about a month now. And I actually went and got one for my friend Carmen at the same time, and I don't know how much progress she's made on hers, but this is my absolute favorite of the month. Absolute favorite. And a side favorite for me has been watching Revenge on Netflix. Eric and I have been watching that all month long. We are obsessed. We are binging almost every single night. It's terrible, we're gonna be done. We're gonna finish Revenge and then not have anything to watch. So if you have some recommendations, please tell me down below what your next recommendation for a Netflix series would be. I've already seen Mad Men, we've watched Lost, Breaking Bad, Weeds. We've watched all of those all the way through, and I'm gonna need some more suggestions. I also watched part of Once Upon a Time, but it's been a little bit since I've watched that too. So leave me some comments down below of some great shows for he and I to be able to watch together. Nothing too nothing too like girly princessy, and then nothing too like blood and gory, and then he is actually not. He's into more of the like crime law drama shows, and I am not. I do not want crime solving. I do not want law. I do not want, I don't know, military related, like, I don't know. There's just some like varieties of shows like Law and Order, SVU, crime solve, this, that, or the other. I'm just not into it. So some people love those shows. I'm just not into it. So if you have some other recommendations of a show to watch, please leave it down below. We would love your suggestions. And side note, I'm trying to vlog again, so I've got some like changes going on right now. There's some great stuff coming in our lives, and we would love to have you guys along for the ride. So yeah, if you want to follow me on my vlog channel, I will have that link down below. I will also have my Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter if you want to come and say hi to me over there. I would love to say hi back to you. If you're already a subscriber, woo, happy subscriber days. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I love you so very much. If you are not subscribed already, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I would love to hang out with you some more. Anyway, I love you guys so, so much. I hope you're having a beautiful day as always, and I will see you in my next video.